morning, boys and girls, and mom and dad, and welcome to Ommy'z World. And that's right, I'm Ommy. Well, today is a special day. Today I am going to be reading a really cool book that I think teaches a great lesson to your little ones. And matter of fact, parents, it'll teach us a lesson too. You know, as adults, we talk to kids and we think that they can understand exactly what we're saying. And although they understand the words that we're saying, when they put it together, the message can be a little misconstrued, or they may not clearly get the picture. So I'm going to read you a book called The Honest to Goodness Truth, and it's written by an amazing author. Her name is Patricia McKissack. She's an urban author, and the images in the book I really love because it really makes the people stand out. So they're like over-exaggerated images. And the book was actually written and placed in the school library journal. So there's some great reviews, and it's about honesty and friendship. Okay, so stay with me because I think you'll love it. And for all your homeschool and virtual learning needs, stop by Ommy'z World right here with me, Ommy. Okay, I'll be right back. The Honest to Goodness Truth by Patricia McKissack. Libby hurried out the door down the porch steps. "Did you feed and water old boss?" Mama called from her sewing room window. Libby stopped at the gate. "Yes, Mama," she answered. She was surprised how easy the lie slid out of her mouth, like it was greased with warm butter. Mama stopped sewing Virginia Washington's wedding dress and came outside. Libby dropped her head and wouldn't look at her in the eyes. "Are you sure?" Mama said, real stern, like, "Speak the truth and shame the devil." Libby opened her mouth, but Mama placed a finger in the air as a signal for her to stop. "Libby Louise Sullivan, I'll ask you one more and again. Did you feed and water old boss?" Libby's stomach felt like she swallowed a handful of chicken feathers. Her eyes commenced to fill with water, and the bottom of her lip quivered. Then, taking a deep breath, she gulped and owned up to her lie. "I was gonna do it as soon as I got back from jumping rope with Ruthie Mae." Libby felt a lot better, even though Mama punished her double for not tending to old boss. Libby couldn't go play with Ruby Mae, and for lying, she had to stay on the porch the rest of the day. It was the first time Libby had lied to Mama. As far as she was concerned, it was going to be the last. From now on, only the truth, she decided. Libby started her truth-telling come Sunday morning. All the children from Barsworth were gathered outside the small church, waiting on Sunday school to begin. And everyone was admiring Ruthie Mae's new dress and matching hat. And when Libby came skipping up, "Morning, everyone. Morning, Ruthie Mae." She spoke all nice. "I like your outfit. It's real pretty. But you got a big old hole in your sock." All the eyes went from the hat to the sock. Meanwhile, Libby skipped up the steps and inside the church without ever noticing the hurt on her best friend's face. Service ended, and same as always, Libby asked Ruthie Mae to walk home. No and no again. Ruthie Mae glared at her, Libby was purely surprised. "Well, what did I do?" "You told the world that I had a hole in my sock." "It was the truth," Libby pronounced, feeling satisfied. "It was plain mean," replied Ruthie Mae, and she hurried away. Libby looked at the idea from the outside in and then from the inside out as she walked home alone. By that time, she drudged up the steps. She was confused. The next morning, Libby joined a group of friends on the way to school. "Did you get your geography homework done?" Willie asked Libby. It was easy, she answered. Not for me, Willie shook his head. I didn't understand it, so I didn't do it. First thing in class, Libby started waving her hand. Me, Miss Jackson, me, Miss Jackson. When the teacher called on her, Libby announced, Willie don't got his geography homework. Doesn't have his homework, corrected Miss Jackson. No, ma'am, he don't. Libby was pleased with herself. Willie gave her an ugly look. Why did you tell on me, he whispered, as he headed to Miss Jackson's desk to explain. With certainty, she whispered back, all I did was tell it like it is. So there. She folded her hands neatly in her lap. Before lunchtime, Libby had told him a lot of truths. She reminded everyone how Daisy had forgot her Christmas speech and cried in front of all the parents. She told how Charlissa had gotten a spanking for stealing peaches off Miss Stacy's tree, and the whole class knew that Thomas didn't have lunch money and had to borrow some from Miss Jackson. By the time school was out, hardly anyone would talk to her. Why are y'all so mad at me? Libby asked her classmates and started home without her. On Libby's way home, she wondered why her stomach felt as fluttery as it did when she told the lie. I promised Mama I would tell the truth no matter what or how much it hurt. She reassured herself glumly. That's all I done. Goodness, friends, what are you thinking? Do you think Libby was right by telling the truth so far? Before Libby knew it, she was in front of Miss Tallsberry's vine-covered cottage. The woman was in her rocking chair, gliding back and forward and fanning herself with her hand-folded fan. How do, Libby Louise, she called in her singing song voice. What's the sad look you're wearing on such a pretty day? Libby jumped right in with what was bothering her. Can the truth be wrong? Oh, no, Miss Tallsberry said, fanning faster. The truth is never wrong. Always tell the truth. That's what I thought, Libby said. And a smile of relief lightened up her face. Miss Tallsberry leaned over the rail to pluck a bloom from one of the vines that grew over the yard and up her house. Don't you think my garden is lovely? Libby thought on it. Ordinarily, she would have said yes for the fear of sounding sassy. But that wasn't the truth. So politely, as you please, she answered. Miss Tallsberry, truly and honestly, your yard looks like a jungle. Well, I declare, Miss Tallsberry gasped. Well, don't be mad, Libby pleaded. But it's too late. Miss Tallsberry rushed inside her house and slammed her door. Even though Mama was busy putting finishing touches on Virginia Washington's wedding dress, she still took time to listen to Libby's problem. I feel something awful. My friends don't like me no more. Anymore, repeated her mother. No, they don't. And just 'cause I told the truth, the girl sighed deeply. Handing her needle to thread, Mama asked gently, are you sure they're mad at you for telling the truth? I think so, said Libby. Willie was mad as a hornet when I told Miss Jackson that he didn't have his homework. And Miss Tallsberry got plenty upset when I said her garden looked like a jungle. Mama smiled. I see. putting down her work, she took Libby's hand saying, "Sometimes the truth is told at the wrong time, or in the wrong ways, or for the wrong reasons. And that can be harmful. The honest to goodness truth, it's never wrong." Then Mama went back to stitching and pulling and stitching and pulling. What do you think Libby's mom meant by sometimes the truth is told at the wrong time, in the wrong way, or for the wrong reasons? What do you think she meant by that? And do you think Libby was telling the truth at the wrong times, in the wrong ways, and for the wrong reasons? What do you guys think? Let's keep listening. Libby walked to the barn to feed and water old Boss, all the time trying to get an understanding of her mother's words. Just then, Virginia Washington sashayed out of the fields and past the barn and come for the final fitting of her wedding dress. As she watched Libby brush old Boss, Virginia burst into laughter. "Ha, ha, ha! That old horse is older than black pepper," she said, shaking her head. "I doubt you could get $1 for that flea-ridden sway back." And she flounced off towards the house. "Don't say those things about old Boss," Libby called after her, throwing her arms around the horse's neck. She knew he wasn't the fine carriage horse that he had once been, but why did Virginia have to rub it in? Now Libby thought back on her own truth-telling, and Mama's words suddenly became crystal clear. The next day, Libby caught up with her friends on the way to school. She told Ruthie Mae, "You did have a hole in your sock, but I could have whispered it to you instead of hollering it out for everybody to hear. I'm sorry." Ruthie Mae smiled. "Finally, got it," she said. Libby apologized to Willie too. "I should have let you tell Miss Jackson about your homework. It was unfair, besides nobody asked me in the first place." "That's all right. But hey," he added, "do you think you can help me with my geography homework?" "No problem," Libby said. Later, Libby talked to all the other victims of her truth-telling. But there was one more person she had to see. On the way home, she headed straight for Miss Tallsberry's house. Libby found her neighbor out front, down on all fours, pulling up flowers and snatching out vines by the roots. And Miss Tallsberry saw her, and she wiped her brow from the back of her hand and flashed a smile. "I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings yesterday," Libby said. "Libby Louise, you were right," Miss Tallsberry replied. "This place had gone completely uncontrollably wild. But you were so mad at me." Miss Tallsberry waved a dismissing hand. "The truth is often hard to chew, but if sweetened with a little love, then it's easier to swallow." Libby really did understand. She picked up a hoe and began helping Miss Tallsberry. "Things are really looking pretty good around here," she said. And that was the honest to goodness truth. So hopefully, like me, you are impressed with this book. I really think it's great. It's a great purchase. This is not by me. This is not an Ommy'z World book. It is written by Patricia McKissack, and it's amazing. It teaches a really good lesson for us as parents as well as parents to make sure that we're asking our children to do certain things, that we explain it and give examples so they understand. And also for children so that they understand the perfect time or the times that they're supposed to do the correct thing. And it shouldn't be unwarranted, like truth-telling. So thank you so much for stopping by Ommy'z World for all your homeschool and virtual learning needs here at Ommy'z World. Have a great day. Bye-bye.